Hello, everyone. So, I just want to talk about this. A Santa show in Shannon was on News Talk, and again, you'd be like, what am I talking about News Talk? They just talk a lot of rubbish really on News Talk. But yeah, just what to say about it, because it's actually a very good point Joe Wiley's and let's go here up of the Shannon. It's Joe Wiley, Senator Joe Wiley of Cavan. He actually made a very, very good point, and I think it's very, very valid. Um, and I think it's something because again we were talking about before in the leaving sort and the junior sort too. I do think if we added this, yeah, I know some people say it's unfair advantage or whatever, but I do think it's beneficial. Again, the one thing he said, and the one thing that caught my mind reading this article and even listening to the interview, he said, the leaving sort it doesn't. It achieves something if you want to go to college and things like that. It gives you marks and points and things like that. It doesn't give you a purpose. In other words, and what it means by purpose is like what I'm explaining now. For example, charity work. You help out maybe at Christmas, with say Fitz in the park giving out meals, things like that, or you helped do there's often people that do charity work, packing people's bags at Christmas, and you throw them a few bob, for a charity. One year I remember I was in Dunn Stores in Cavan. It was for dogs that are have something wrong with them. Obviously they pack your bag and you throw them a few bob for it, and it goes towards charity. And I think so that young people doing that again, it's about getting young people involved too, and giving them another purpose, extracurricular activities too, things like that. Outside the schools, green schools, things in schools too, could get up to 15% more. Give them a bonus of 15% more points. I know people would say that, but there is, in my case, you could learn everything. You might know everything in the books, everything, but it is who you are as a person. If your community, if because again, everybody should do the bit for the community. But yeah, voluntary work, things like that. Again, like as I was going to say, like God forbid, none of this here. I never looked at my leaving results with such. Still to this day, I just couldn't be bothered to go and look about my leaving results with such. Um, but again, never looked at them. But again, at the amount of work I do outside of school, charity work I used to do, voluntary work, particularly tidy towns, not even the green schools. I was head of the green schools in my school, and took off time, and I gave up many of my points, many of my leaving so points, there on the last year to do green schools instead of sitting in the classroom. So I would have lost a few extra points, but sure, look at I couldn't care less. But yeah, that's just an example. So I don't know how that would have went. I would have probably topped the whole school because far too, again, that's overdoing it. Let's be honest, that's overdoing it, doing it outside school. Um, but yeah, I do think it would work. Because again, again, it's voluntary work like tidy towns, things like you're getting to know people, you're working with people, you learn new skills. And above all else, you're in the fresh air, you're out in the fresh air, you're out getting a bit of exercise. That's very good, and that's something we need nowadays in young people, for them to be outside more, because we're obviously on the computers and on the laptops and on the phones and everything like that. Sitting, doing a bit of walk outside in the fresh air. Maybe walking with two other young people, maybe in a tidy towns group, and doing work for the community, doing work for the community, and above all else, getting a bit of exercise, and talking and socialising. Again, that's what tidy towns is all about too. But I do think it would be beneficial. I really, really do think it would be beneficial, and it would be fair, particularly because again, young people, and again, I keep praising it, and I keep saying it, but even when I was, for me doing loads of voluntary work, and I don't mean to put myself on the pedestal or anything like that, but young they get very little thanks, and I say that young people do get very little thanks for the work they do. Because let's be fair, whatever about years ago and things like that, young people had less to work with years ago. Nowadays, you have computers, you have phones, young people have life, compared to years ago. They have a social life and things like that. And for a young person to give up their time, no, either be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, 5 hours, 6 hours, they should get something as a small thank you, a voucher, even at the end of the year, a bit of a voucher for maybe the local restaurant down the road. But again, the Kelby Celts couldn't be bothered really just to give any young person anything, which is very unfair, in the local authorities. But they'll give themselves a pay rise. But sure, look, that's the country we live in, isn't it great? Um, but yeah, but I do think it could work, and I do think we should implement it into the legal. So, and again, no more Foley. Um, I don't think it ever will happen the whole time because Normal Foley, it's Normal Foley, let's be fair. So let me know what you think and subscribe for more. Bye.